And what is going on, guys? Today I'm going to showcase a mod I've been working on for give or take like 2 or 3 months. Um, I'm excited. I'm excited to show you guys what it is. It's basically an octane limiter, and what it does is it loops in the injectors I've created with a Lua file that scales how much power can be made on different fuel types and how much power can be pushed through the different sets of injectors to add an overall more realistic feel to the game, something I felt like it was missing. So I went ahead, put some time in, and did that. The car I'm driving is the Bastion. It's actually a part of the mod that I used to showcase it. I made the Bastion mod second, but we'll go over that later. That's not what's important. Today, I want to showcase the Lua, so we'll get to that right now. All right, so first we're going to do a brief parts overview of everything I've made. We have the 6.7 liter Widowmaker. I made catch cans. I set it up with the Bastion so that you can change your engine bay for the turbo or whatever you want to do. You can do like a full engine bay tug if you want. As you can see, I made transmissions. If you're familiar with my mods, the usual transmission management system. I added an option to make your valve body automatic or manual as well. So I made a bunch of different blocks as well, so you can push as much power as you want with no problems, no issues, no hiccups. Now, my favorite part of this mod is the ECU I made. It encompasses a little bit of everything, and I'm excited to see you guys play with it and see what you think of it. I'm hoping it's well received. I put a lot of work into this. Just the different parts I've put together, the exhaust, I modeled that. I think it looks pretty good. A little single turbo header action. I also broke down the motor into parts like the cylinder heads and cams. So many different parts, and I think it came out very well for those of you who care for stuff like that. As you can see here, I'm showcasing the injectors, the manifold, the turbo, and yes, there are options. I like options. There are injector options too, but I think we'll get to that later. Fuel tanks. So I made every fuel type that I know of that can be used to make power. And as you can see here on the flex fuel, I have at the very top the ethanol content on the slider. So that'll be fun for you guys to play with. And each injector has its own ethanol content rating. So have fun with that as well. So let's showcase a feature. In this scenario, we're on the 950cc injectors. I think I'm going to downgrade them. I think I might go with 750s. As you can see, the cams, multiple options. And as you can see, right now we're on E65. I'm going to turn the boost up to showcase how the octane limiter works in real time. It creates misfires. It makes the car act really funky when you're over on your ethanol content, which is what I wanted. I want it to be a very realistic feeling thing. So here we go. Let's get to it. As you can see, as I start to get into it, you get a notification in the upper left hand that you've reached the injector limit, and it gives you instructions on what to do to fix that problem. And as you can see, when you give it gas, it doesn't like it. It misfires, it cuts the throttle. I mean, you can push through it, but as you can see, that comes with consequences. Yeah, I tied it in with engine damage and it makes it knock. Absolutely. Now you might be wondering, well, what happens if I just keep doing it? What happens if I just ignore the pop-ups and the misfires? Well, I'll show you. All right, so in this step, I'm going to showcase a transmission controller. We're currently on stage 2, which will give you a more sporty feel, shift fast, all the good stuff. I made it shift more aggressive. There's a smart logic in it that makes the transmission shift harder based on what stage you're on. And if you've driven the Bastion, you know it shifts like dog shit, so I fixed that. It's just buttery smooth, just good old crisp shifts. Just buttery smooth. We're gonna go down to stock transmission tune just to showcase the difference in how it shifts in case somebody didn't notice that the transmission doesn't shift the greatest. As you can see, it's just shifting slow. You know, typical BESS and transmission stuff, nothing spectacular here. Now, the interesting thing about it is that on my stage 3, you can use a trans brake, and it's already coded in with the stage 3 trans tune. I'm gonna add it to the custom trans tune, and I advise everybody give the custom trans tuning a try just to see how you can do with it. But I will be honest, it is a little bit complex, and sometimes it acts funky, so have fun with it. Alright, now I get to show you guys how a feature that I developed works. So right now we're on E65, as you know from the previous clips where the car was misfiring, and it's not, you know, no real problem being on E65. But again, your ethanol content is limited by injector and injector size. So keep that in mind when you guys are doing your builds. Now, I'm gonna show you what happens when you overmix the ethanol. Just go up a little bit, you know, a little bit too much. Maybe you want to have a little fun, think you're gonna, you know, push it a little harder. And I will be the first to tell you that the car does push back. You know, you go up on ethanol content, you're gonna get this error right here. And yes, it will blow your motor. Everything is designed to blow your motor. I'm not gonna say I hate your motor, but everything's designed to blow your motor. All right, with this next clip, I am going to showcase to you guys the camshafts. Now, the camshafts do actually make power, but more importantly than make power, they chop. Here's a little chop for you guys. I'm working on a sound that's gonna literally be like a boots in a jar cam, so be on the lookout for that. Shout out to TTB for this wheel pack. Can we talk about how good this car looks? I mean, honestly, it looks pretty damn good. All right, as you can see, we're making whatever we're making right now. What's that, 1200? However much we're making, whatever. So what I'm gonna show you right now is that adding the different parts can give you more RPM. So as you can see right there, the RPM stopped around 6,500. But if you go ahead and throw, let's throw the El Chapo at it. You can see that it pushes the RPMs out a little bit further. That's by design. I want everything to feel realistic, and you throw a ported manifold at it, which isn't really going to give it more RPM, but it makes more headroom for it to make power. Let's say you want more. Okay, ported cylinder heads. As you can see right there, we're a little bit limited, and the question is, where is it coming from, right? Where are we getting this fall off from? So now we switch the cam, some a bit more aggressive, torque monster, my personal favorite cam. You get a little bit of both, a little bit of horsepower, a lot of torque. And then you want to get a little bit further into the RPM range, so you go with the NA Warrior. Smack that puppy out to 8 grand like a coyote. And then you realize, oh snap, I'm falling on my face up top. Why is that? Well, you have options, you know. You are on a ported manifold, so you can always change that. You can change your cam to the Screaming Eagle. It's designed to have the best up top, but there's only so much you can do on a ported manifold. So at that point, you upgrade the manifold to the Silk Runner, and it opens it up top by a lot. Now, let's showcase the safety features, I guess you could say. We'll call it that, quote unquote safety features of the injectors. In real life, you can't, I mean, you can if you really want to, but for the sake of beam, you can't run too much on stock injectors. As you can see, if you keep it low throttle, you're fine, but since you start giving it power on stock injectors, you get this notification that you can't go over E50 on stock injectors. That is on purpose. I want you guys to have to build. And yeah, so those are the major features of the mod that I've created. I Hope you guys enjoy it. I hope this voiceover isn't too boring. I might do more of these just because it's easier than typing out a dissertation on the Beam documentation website for my mod. I hope you guys enjoy it, and if you have any feedback, let me know. My Discord is linked. I prefer y'all reach out to me on Discord. I posted my Patreon as well, but that's only if you want to support it. Like, the mod's free. I'm not gonna charge for what I feel like the game should have. So everybody enjoy. I thank y'all for checking it out, and Godspeed.